to another episode of Tech Talk with AFO, and as usual, I have my two main bodies on today's episode. I have my Kester, the Rastafarian. I have Ife Boss, Ife Bossman, whichever way you want to call them. I refer to Kester as a conservative Kester and Ife as the liberal Ife. Guys, welcome to another edition. A round of applause for my guys.
Yeah.
On Tech Talk with AFO, we have every conversation around technology. We bring to you technology we believe that would add value to you, will make difference in your life. We want your opinion, we want your thoughts around it. Today, our conversation is still going to continue on AI. For some reason, Kester, if you are not having any conversation around AI these days, or if your solution is not AI driven, nobody is even going to invest in it, right?
Nobody is interested, really.
If is the in thing, right?
Yeah.
Just use any English to bamboozle people that, yes, you see, the new solution I have is AI driven. It's going to do the blah, 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 and people will put money, right?
So yeah, definitely. So what we have is AI integrated. We are integrating our system with AI technology in order to have
integrating, exactly that word, integrate.
So the AI embedded in it, it can actually see and make some predictions
and fly
and fly and give you 200 billion.
You know. So the new solution we have in place now, it's an AI that would bring the Naira down to 500 in a space of 3 days to $1. It is AI driven. Okay, I just created an app now. It's an evangelical crowdsourcing app that will help you increase the number of members in your church or mosque.
Using AI.
AI driven.
AI driven.
Pastors will run after me. Imams will run after me. Anyways, our conversation today is still AI, like I said. We're talking about integration. We're talking about the collaboration between OpenAI and BMW. They come up with this amazing robots. We've seen all manner of robots, but what we're seeing right now is even going to another level. Robots that actually can combine multiple tasks, engage with you in an interesting conversation. And before coming on air, myself and Ife, we had an argument over this, and I want us to continue the conversation around here. Ife, with what we're about to show our audience, have we gotten to that the much talked about AGI?
We are not there, but 5 years.
Ife, okay, with what Kester is about to drop now, tell me this one is not AGI. Like, this thing is combining multiple tasks about the same time, engaging you, making intuitive decision on its own, and you're saying it's not AGI. Hello, excuse me. I'm still about that conversation even before we get to the point of dropping the video. Okay, Ife, your thoughts about this? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Figure is the name of the humanoid robots that they are developing, and I think the intention they have is to actually serve as like an helping hand. But you know, when you go to all these industry lines, you see all these people that are doing repetitive tasks that will do, like you see them in plants where you see a lot of people doing the same thing over and over again. So why have people do that for small change when we can just have a robot that will just achieve that automation? Right now, we currently have robots that are not even humanoid, that are just industry robots, automated robot that does automated and repetitive tasks. But the introduction of humanoid robot is just to add like a bit of a spice to it, because there is basically development of automated robotic equipment that actually does repetitive tasks. So I don't see the introduction of Figure as a really big deal, aside from the fact that it is in humanoid form and it can do so.
Well, maybe because you're a tech engineer, it's not a big deal to you, but if you trust me, it is a big deal to me, and I'm sure it is a big deal to 1,001 plus audience that is watching our program. Kester, your thoughts before you drop the video?
Well, I think for this particular video we're about to watch now, I think what it could likely be able to do goes way beyond repetitive tasks, right? Those
I'd love to see that.
repetitive
I haven't seen it though. I'd
mundane.
love to see it.
Yeah, it does. A couple of years ago, I was having a friendly argument with some friends of mine about, what kind of jobs could AI take in the future, right? And we raised a particular one, therapy, right? This being a therapist too.
Yeah.
And one of the strong points we were coming from myself, coming that, before we have anything AI taking over a role such as therapy, where you have to actually understand humans, right? It's going to take decades and decades. And this guy was just like, no, it's close. And what this video has done, what I see that they've done with this particular robot, they've been able to engineer it such that in its communication, it sounds human-like. It brings out, like, I think we should just watch the video.
I was going to say that. Let's watch the video. Drop this thing, bro.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right, so how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, figure one.
You're welcome. If there's anything else you need help with, just let me know.
What do you think?
For me, seeing how
Yes, no. Before the video started, Ife has a mindset. So Ife, respond.
Well, it's actually, like, I'm not surprised because we've actually seen a lot. This is just an incorporation of GPT into humanoid robots, and I appreciate one thing they actually got right, because that's what robotics, that's the problem they've been dealing with. The problem is having robots to be able to stand upright and actually walk normally like humans. I think they actually try to replicate that, but in terms of the ability to do tasks, I think we've seen a lot of this in our system, like chatting with GPT, chatting with Bard, so it's just basically the same thing, but it's just like you are talking to Siri, although Siri is not there yet, but speaking to something and you expect a response. All these things are actually theoretically trained.
It's different now.
The beginning of every Hollywood movie I've seen that has AI.
My mind is not blown
it starts,
on figure, and the reason why my mind is not blown is because before the start of this, you guys were making me think like these robots is actually like
no. So if
like
one of those that have really done so well with robotic movements and in terms of getting robots to do a lot of tasks that are human related is this company called Boston Dynamics, right? That was they were acquired by Onday, if my memory serves me right. Now, if you look at what Boston Dynamics have done, their own development has really not gotten to the point that you're having a conversation with your robot like I'm talking to Kester. So Kester, I need you to help me sort this particular task. When you are doing this, do this. When you are done with this, do this. And I'm asking you, Kester, are you listening? You say, yes, sir. Hello, excuse me, why do I need house help? See the difference now? And if you see the modulation of the pitch, what's this guy talking about? Kester, your reaction, Jerry, don't listen to
this thing is the same way you ask GPT questions now.
It's different. GPT, I will still have to type. No, you are typing.
They've incorporated speech now. I think you can now speak.
So is GPT now going to carry the table? Will GPT watch my clothes for me?
So basically, what I'm saying is
what's the name of this kit? Look at this kit. Trust me. Sorry. Kester, I want you to really react, but I need to tackle this guy. What's the name of this kit? This 17-year-old girl in skits now. I mean, if you look at what our skits are.
You mean
Jadrolita? That's that Jadrolita girl that acts like robot.
What this robot has done is not different from what Jadrolita has been doing. What are you talking about? Kester, your reaction. It's different.
Okay, let's.
Why has ChatGPT? I think what is affecting Ife is the fact that ChatGPT was mentioned. ChatGPT had to align with this robot manufacturer.
No, it's not that. I'm saying the data source is still the same. Like they are just building on it with some.
So this is the part I think you should take
sensors from some. What I'm saying is that this humanoid robot is just a combination of the automated.
Now the show now Kester is now the moderator of this. He's not the
Wait. Let me just say this. My own view is that this robot is just basically an advanced model of the combination of the normal industrial equipment that perform.
So that's not the point here. In my view, that's not the point. Okay,
GPT model with GPT LLM model. That's just
okay. The point here, right, is the point on how amazing this is, right, is simply because we have something in its physical form that we can have a conversation with. Now, of course, we've been able to do this with ChatGPT and its brothers and sisters, right, in the past by typing it in, putting prompts and all that. But now we have something in its physical form, and not only can it take tasks, right, it can also relate with you like a person. There is a particular language stuff if you notice when he was speaking, we had this imitating some things from humans.
That's what AI is for now, mimicry.
No,
of course, you're not getting the point.
You know why I'm laughing? Humans, we don't like competition. We despise competition. So, my relationship with you and Ife, you guys are my go-to person body, right? If I'm stuck with anything, if I need anybody to help with something, I'm like, okay, Ife, what's up? I need this, blah, blah. What's your opinion? What do you think? So, Ife now sees that this guy has replaced, now I don't have a body in Afo again. So Afo is going to go back.
No, it's not. What I'm just trying to make us see is that
humans, they don't like competition. That's the problem.
What I'm trying to make us see is that I'm actually more mind blown seeing Devin than Figure.
I understand where you're coming from, but all I'm just saying.
Not really. What I'm saying is, it's not really. It's unique. I wouldn't use unique. But it's not really.
Talenu.
I know Talenu, but
okay. Let me bring it up. If I bring it up like this, okay, you're leaving the house and you're like, hello, Figure. Now I'm leaving the house. Make sure you clean the kitchen. When you're done with the kitchen, clean the sitting room, clean this one, watch the bathroom, do this one. If anybody comes to look for me, take their notes, put this off, do blah blah blah.
Maybe yes.
Figure, are you listening? Yeah, what did I say again? And you move on, and you go on, listen, and you go on, you say, Figure, when you are done, make sure you send this mail, you do this one, blah blah blah. Like, you're not getting this. This gives you like, look at
Yeah.
1,001 use cases for this thing. You're not getting,
Yeah.
you've not gotten to the art of.
It
Okay,
actually-
maybe let's even talk about use cases. Give me 2 use cases of this from a real life scenario point of view. Maybe that would help you out on what we are even saying here.
Well, I think, right, I don't know how Figo actually work. I don't know how you use it to train your environment, because I don't think it's available for general use right now. I think it's just basically tailored to. What I'm saying is every of these robots are actually tailored to do some specific things. Okay, let's say you get Figo now. How do you want to train it to perform all these things? I don't think they've actually incorporated that yet. Probably in years to come they'll do that.
But
right
this is the
now-
point to me. The point to me is we've all been watching movies, sci-fi related movies and all. We've seen how Android, you talked about in our previous episode, you talked about AI getting to the point of singularity, having a mind of its own and all of that. We've seen all of these things in movies. And usually where this starts from, is from what we just witnessed in this video, right? Where you are able to, and then the progression. So the point for me is we are already seeing these things happening, like right now. It's already happening. In the next few years, the truth is, what you are saying is not like where AFO gave this use case of, doing house chores and all. In a few years' time, and I know you know this, right? We are going to get there, and these things are going.
These
So
are
that's
very
the point for me.
Don't
That's
mind,
the
We'll
don't
get
mind.
there. I know we'll get there. What I'm saying is that we already have systems that does.
In fact, this
just-
year,
This is just
let
like
me even say
a
this year,
combination. Afo, remember that? I think Afo remembered when they brought this robot that serves people. I think there's a robot they brought to our office then that they wanted us to test.
No,
What we
ZK
did
has
was-
his own robot.
Yeah,
ZK
we
has
had
his own robot.
they brought it to us then. So we tested it, we mapped it so it's actually a robot that is work in restaurants, right? So the way it works is that you map you do like a geo mapping of the environment where you want it to go with the foods and all that, then it makes a stop. So
How close are we to AGI?
well, I think if we are talking about artificial general intelligence, I think in 5 years we would have AIs that will do almost everything. And I think the goal of AGI is to actually have an AI that would actually exceed the capabilities of human. But one thing I would keep saying is that we still have a long way to go, even in terms of AI development. I know we are going to get there, because there's something we call being sentient, which we know that robots cannot have right now, like something being conscious and being aware of its environment. Most of these things that are developed, they are just data that they are mimicry of data that are available. So we've not actually there has not been an AI that is created to actually formulate data on its own, like develop a data on its own without the help of pre-existing data. So for being sentient, I think we are not there yet. But talking about the capability of the ability to use existing data, to replicate the existing data and use it to automate repetitive
Okay, so
tasks, it's quite there.
Kester, with the AI we have today, can you look at it in the context of terrorism, weaponization, on and on and on and on and on?
I saw a video. I think let me look. We have to play that video. Let me look for that video. I saw a video. Yeah.
Why you are looking for it? The simple answer to me to that question is, again, I said in the previous episode, I said something around this. There just has to be that regulation, because what we have now, as in what the level we are at currently in terms of robots and artificial intelligence, right, is up to the level where we could have soldiers, robot soldiers, right? They have been focused on one direction. Oh, shoot, kill, and all that one is even like a thing of the past now at this point. So the more we progress, the more we advance in all of this, what more we can achieve, the more there is a strong need for that regulation. And
this
sadly,
question is for Ife. How close are we to the end of humanity?
we are that, like I said, I think I made mention of that in the last episode, that we are closing to the end of, from a nihilistic standpoint, we are closing to the end of humanity. There's something they call the Fermi paradox, where civilization will get to a point, it will self-destruct. So we'll still get to that point. If we don't get to that point, we are actually going to take over every other pre-existing planets. And there's something they call type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5 civilization. So currently we're in type 1 civilization. Type 2 civilization is meant to utilize the sun's energy to use to build like equipment that you can use to travel around the space. Type 3 civilization is where you colonize the solar system around you. Type 4 civilization, you're already moving through the universe and you're actually converting every part of your body into robot-like, so that you can survive on every other planet. So if we are not approaching that part, it means we are going to self-destruct. And before we get to that part, we know humans, there's this competition like between nations trying to gain power, and I think that's what will affect us. What is going to affect us is not going to be the technology itself. It's still going to be we humans fighting for power.
What is at play? What is at play in Europe now? Russia, Ukraine, Israel, the Arabs, Palestine. Can we say that is a recipe for that self-destruction?
Anyways, did you that news that this guy was testing nuclear weapons, like Russia? Putin just did shakara, like he tried to like launch one fake. I don't know if it was actually true, but I saw the video that Putin just scares US by launching one fake.
Where is that video you want to drop?
No, they simulated what? Yes. I think I'll check the videos. They simulated how US would look like if once at that moment it is struck by an atomic bomb. They simulated how it is going to look like. So from Russia, some Russian media like that. Let me see if I can get that video.
Oh my goodness.
Let me get this video.
The weaponization of AI. In Yoruba, there's this popular adage, like the heaven will fall. Let's see this video again to spice up our conversation.
Yeah.
It is still Techtalk-With-AFO, guys. Follow us on all our medium. Share all our content. We have conversation around technology. We bring to you. Bring to your screen technology we believe that will add value to you. We are always particular about humanity, things that would make us better persons, better people, better at what we are doing, more productive, right? And I have my interesting guys that we do justice to this conversation together. My buddy, Kester the Rastafarian, and Ife Boss. Ife Boss.
Why are you saying Ife Boss? That it is so good.
Ife Boss. Anyways, all right.
Let's play the video.
Drop the video. Hey. Let me dodge before it drops.
Just look at the size of those nuclear weapons.
Yeah. That's my favorite bridge. That's my favorite bridge.
That's your favorite bridge. Just look at how. Like you need to see how crazy nuclear weapons. Like.
This is, and it's not even AI driven yet, though. Oh, that's Empire State Building.
Yes, Empire State Building. This is nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon is not something to be. It's not a joke.
It's not my.
It's not my. What happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki is not. It's not
my God.
Like this is a simulation of how US is
realistic. How many percent accurate is this though? This is like
it's
super
not
destructive.
it's
yeah,
super like.
nuclear weapons are super destructive. Like they are super.
Why do you think it's regulated? Like why do you think it's
They are
regulated?
super. Why? Do you know that a nuclear weapon can power like almost every part of the world? Like they can just, but we can't do that because because of the dangers that borders around nuclear weapons. There was a time we made a video. Apo, you remember that video about that miniature battery? Why do you think it's not?
Yes, now.
Nuclear
it can't become to commercialize it is an issue.
It's an issue. Because one scary thing about nuclear weapon is that forget about all these fires and all that. Even after 10 years, after 20 years,
so the radioactive part of it is what even makes it a major issue.
Is what makes it a major issue. Because after 10 years, we are still going to that radioactivity.
The effect is still there.
Just look at how it is dashing.
So you guys understand the point I'm making around the question on the rate at which AI is going.
Kester,
and that's why that's not my question.
Apple, please let Kester give his reaction, because the way he's looking at is this thing real? Are these guys whining me?
No, it's not like that. At least I think I have an idea of how destructive nuclear weapons. But that simulation, right? It seems like it's the entire USA that is going down.
Yes,
right? And I'm just trying to wrap my head around one nuclear weapon.
Why do you think they monitor the number of warheads? They said, okay, Russia has about 5,000 warheads. US has this number of warheads. The meaning of that is when you launch all of this, you are launching it to different locations. Why do you think Putin said it was his last statement, he said, the direction you guys are taking this thing, don't let us bring humanity down.
Don't let us bring it down.
Don't let's bring humanity down. We all know how far this can go. You know, all these things they are like toying with sanctions and all of that. We're pushing ourselves to the end of humanity.
Want to sanction me?
And if you look at Kester, I'm sure you guys are also good students of history. First and Second World War, no one could have imagined it was really going to become global war.
Yeah.
You know, it was out of negligence, pride. I don't know why we're always having problems to have tough conversation and negotiation with ourselves. Tough conversation. What exactly do you want? What do you need? Humanity is still central to whatever we're doing. It's important. Why is it difficult for Israel and Palestine to live side by side? Why is it difficult? Why has it become so political? Anyways, to really summarize our conversation, and it takes us back with how we started. Innovation is good, okay? But at the end of the day, who are the drivers of this innovation?
Exactly.
Are they tech actors? Are they tech zombies? Tech actors are always conscious of humanity. What value are you making? What difference? You know, I mean, improving productivity, not bringing down humanity. You know, so for me, my own word of advice for the drivers of innovation and technology is that always be mindful of the repercussion, be conscious of how this will still hold humanity the way it is. I don't want Ife's prediction to happen so quickly. I'm still a young man.
It happens, but not now.
And I have kids now. I want them to also enjoy their own lifetime, their children to enjoy their lifetime. You know, I want that legacy to continue.
Beautiful.
The world is beautiful, so why do we want to bring it down? Kester, your thoughts?
Yes. So this is also my own position. I actually think yes. I mean, looking at all the evidence we have presented before us in this world today, definitely it is looking. It seems as though we are heading towards the end, right? But then again, I see that as a thing of the far future, and I hope I'm right, and I hope that, as Afo has said, we are able to see our children's glory, right?
Afo, I have a question.
Are able to thrive in this world.
Is Putin a tech actor or a tech zombie?
Is who Putin?
Yeah, is he a tech actor or a tech zombie?
Afo, don't answer that question.
No, I can answer actually. I can answer.
Okay.
And I won't sound political on this, right? And it depends on what narrative you've been fed with. Trust me. Are you aware that Putin just won election by a landslide of 80-something percent?
84%.
But guess what? You know, when you watch a particular narrative, they'll tell you that everything as it happened in that election was controlled by Putin. But it is actually when you move out of the narrative, the kind of content you are consuming,
has been consumed,
that you will understand that what is shaping your thoughts, why Putin is portrayed as a monster to some of us, is because of what we consume. But by the time you look at the conversation that has led to this invasion of Ukraine, there's this famous economist I used to read his content. Like, I try to balance opinion around, okay? And as I'm trying to remember his name now, you know, his argument has always been around, we need to have conversation, negotiation, even with people we disagree with, even people that we have labeled as terrorists. What exactly is the thought process of, why is this person crazy? Do you understand? Your own interpretation of issues is different. If I remember, we've had this conversation before. I said growing up, for example, now Techtalk-With-AFO is going to Celestial Church of Christ. But if I remember, I told you that growing up, when I see anybody in white garments, I feel like throwing up.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's also going to be same for someone that's never seen Muslims before. You'll be like, it will be so irritating to you. Like, what are they doing? The same way we see ritualists. In fact, look at the way I've described it. I said ritualists. That already is derogatory.
Yeah.
But it's the interpretation that we've been fed with. You know, so asking me to make a judgment on Putin if he's a tech actor or tech zombie, I cannot make that judgment, because my judgment is going to be based on a particular narrative. What I would rather do is that, can we ask Putin and Biden to tone it down? Let them sit down and have a conversation. This life is too sweet,
Just to buttress your points, there's actually an experiment, organization culture and the 5 monkeys experiment. I want to quickly just narrate it. So it goes five monkeys were placed in a cage as part of an experiment. In the middle of the cage was a ladder with bananas on the top rung. Every time a monkey tried to climb the ladder, the experimenters sprayed all the monkeys.
Yeah, everybody knows that. That's required.
Eventually, each time a monkey started to climb the ladder, the other ones pulled him off and beat him, so they could have avoid the icy spray. Soon, no monkey dared to go up the ladder. The experimenter then substituted one of the monkeys in the cage with a new monkey. The first thing the new monkey did was to try to climb the ladder to reach the bananas. After several beatings, the new monkey learned the social norm. He never knew why the other monkeys wouldn't let him go for the bananas, because he'd never been sprayed with icy waters. But he quickly learned that this behavior would not be tolerated by the other monkeys. One by one, each of the monkeys in the cage was substituted for a new monkey until none of the original group remained. Each time a new monkey went up the ladder, the rest of the group pulled him off, even those who had never been sprayed with icy water.
Witness!
By the end of the experiment, the 5 monkeys in the cage had learned to follow the rule, don't go for the bananas, without any of them knowing the reason why.
You've just summarized the problem in the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, in less than 5 minutes, in less than 1 minute. How many of the people in Israel today are direct witness of how it's
exactly?
How many?
And I think that's also what is happening with Nigerians now. You know, the tribal war, Yoruba and Igbo, people that are not even directly, they don't know what the history is about. They are just they are reacting with what they've been fed.
humanity, and it's very easy for someone to think that we've actually gone out of technology. We're still in technology because if you look at humanity, development, what is central to development is what? Technology, right?
Yeah.
It's technology, and there's no way you can have conversation around technology without its effect on humanity the way we know it. So I'm like Professor Jeffrey Sachs, I think I got the name right. He's from Columbia University. If you see him talk, you ask him like, how come you despise your country so much? If you see the way the guy describes, but all his argument has always been around the political elite in US. Like, it's the story of the monkey that you've just described. You will see people that ordinarily would make common sense of issues, but simply because it is just the political norm, right? It's the tribal norm. No, you're a Yoruba man, you're an Igbo man, you're an Hausa man, and for some reason that thing goes on. Even when you're not the direct beneficiary of, there's nothing to like, how does it affect you? Who gets appointed as a minister? But there's this emotional connection that you have, this sense of satisfaction or fulfillment that, okay, on Tinubu's appointment we have
five Igbos
and all of that. It is this your monkey 1 minute explanation explains it all. Anyways, guys, it's really been an interesting conversation. It is still Tech Talk with AFO, where we have interesting conversation around technology, and we bring to you interesting conversation that would add values to our lives, make us more productive. And like we used to say, please follow our channel, subscribe, follow us on all platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter. Hit the subscribe button and to get more of our content. Kester and Ife, nice to have you guys on, and looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of Techtalk-With-AFO.